Good morning. If you want to see how we restored this child's oak desk, stay tuned, because that's what we're going to do today. Good morning and welcome to Memphis Monday 357, our 45th week. Today, the name of the project is Kids Small Oak School Desk, and we're going to do it's one of those really tiny little desks for like first graders or something. But anyway, we're going to actually do some modification to it. It was either built this way or it was an add-on, but the desk itself is oak, but the top is some kind of cheap laminate material, and we're gonna replace that with real oak, and we're gonna fix up the rest of the chair and make it look good. We're not gonna get anything unless we have a drink of coffee, knock off the chit chat, and get to work. Here's our project from last week, still putting polyurethane on it. And here's our project for today. There's a little brace under here that's broken that we're going to have to fix. But this is the top that my buddy doesn't want on. He wants completely an oak top. Here you can see that top. Now, I don't know why they do it this way, because this is almost sure to break, but they just put this brace across here, and this got screws in through the bottom to hold this top on. But, you know, that joint right there is going to fail for sure. Look at that. Here's that broken joint right there. You see where it's cracked, and it's got dowels that go through. See how it works. We'll have to fix that, of course. Now, my buddy doesn't like this metal bracket here holding back the leg on. He thinks it should be held on with dowels or something else. I'm okay with that metal bracket. I may just paint it or something, make it look better. I'll go ahead and take the top and seat off. The problem is, I don't have any room in here to get my driver, so I'm going to take these screws out using a little screwdriver. This riding arm here actually has a paper. Got a paper cardboard covering. So this riding arm is glued to this oak and then held on by paper. And the top was just a single bead of glue right down through here. And this is paper. Now, why would they build this thing out of oak? It's very, very strong. And then put a failure point in here that is just a sure failure, you know? Who knows? Here's a new tool that I don't think I've ever used on the series. This is a 90-degree bend for your driver. So you can get in these tight places here. See how it works? Now, I told you I wasn't too excited about this joint here. Let me go show you something kind of funny. The whole design of this chair and all the joints are all patented with both US and Canadian patents. Here's the actual patent. Here's the drawings. There's that joint up there. There's another drawing of it. And then here's about 30 pages of descriptions and everything about the claims that the patent makes. And amazingly, included in the patent are even these blocks in the corners. I don't know how you can patent that, but basically every feature of this chair is supposedly patented. Here's one of the so-called innovations. It's just a lap joint with the dowel stuck through there. Doesn't look like an original idea to me. Well, what I got to do now is try to figure out how to get this joint apart. We're just going to go nuclear from the get-go. I just made the new writing arm. Pretty easy. It's an exact copy in the shape. It's a little thinner and lighter. This press wood here is pretty heavy. This oak's pretty heavy too, but not as bad. What I gotta do now is worry about the difference in color here between, here's the seat and here's the armrest. I'm going to take this finish off. I hope the color more matches this. Let's sand this down and see what happens. Now they're both red oak, but red oak isn't just one species. Red oak has many species and varieties, so you never know what you're going to get. What I was using there at first this is called a random Orbital Sander. And this thing I'm using now is called an Orbital Sander. And the difference is this one just spins around. It doesn't shake. You got to be real careful with it because it can be pretty aggressive. Well, that's about as good as I can do. This is a lot browner. It's got a lot more red in it. Maybe I can put some, I can tint this wood a little bit. Let's take a look at the frame. All right, I glued up some of the loose joints here. Let's do some sanding here on the frame and see if we can get any of these colors to match. I got the old finish stripped off, and I'm fixing this joint over here in this bracket. I'm taking these clamps off. I'll take these clamps off now. Recall that the old tabletop, or the old thing, was the old armrest was held on with this metal bracket. My buddy wants me to replace this metal bracket. I wasn't going to do it. I was just going to clean it up and paint it or something, but that's what he wanted, so I went ahead and did it against my better judgment. I just got it glued on here now, and I'm going to put some dowels through it. I'm going to be putting these dowels in just like this. They won't go all the way. They won't go all the way through. Just going to put 2 of them in, sort of in the lower 2/3, because I'd be putting a dowel through the top too. And here on our cross member, I re-glued this thing up. It's probably strong enough now. But I'll be using these longer dowels. I'll be drilling these holes out, making them bigger, and dowels will go completely through to the other side. Now my 2 shorter dowels will be going into a blind hole, and which means that they'll get hydro-locked from glue if I try to put them in without modifying them. And what I'm going to do is ease the edge here where it goes through the wood, and then I'll put a little flat edge on here, and I'll just work over these dowels here on this sander. I need to work on this sander because it's making a lot of noise. I think I got some bad bearings. I'm going to drill. You can see that little black mark there. That's my drill stop. And I'm just going to freelance these holes. Okay, let's pop a little glue in the holes. That first one kind of got hydro-locked towards the end. Well, you guys say I don't show enough mistakes. How's that one? I'll show you how I'm going to fix it. My Orbital Sander will make short work of this. Now it looks perfect. Now don't tell on me or anything. Okay, let's dry fit that top. I want to go ahead and put those through dowels in. Same deal. Now let's see if this thing works. Well, it seemed to fit. So the old one had glue on this cross beam here. Remember us taking that off. But I don't think I'm going to use glue. I'm just going to, unless I change my mind, I'm just going to try to put it in place with screws. And here I'm just going to use regular beach dowels. I'm going to put 2 of them in. That was the reason I spaced these other dowels, a little bit down towards the bottom, so I wouldn't run into these dowels. Let's see if I can even get these holes right. Well, I put the seat on it. Everything seems to be working out fine. I'll go ahead and sand it a little bit offline and put some finish on it, and we'll take a look at it. Well, I guess that'll do it for Memphis Monday 357. Today we Restomoded this child's oak desk. We call it a Restomod because we modified it some. We changed the top. We put a solid top on it. And we fixed up that patented joint there that failed. And on the other side here, we got rid of the metal bracket. Got rid of the metal bracket right there, and we just installed a wooden bracket. But over the next few days, I'll put some polyurethane on it. And overall, I'm pretty satisfied. Well, that does it for Memphis Monday 357. Today we Restomodded. Restomod means that we restored it, but we also modified it a little bit. We replaced the top with a solid piece of wood, and we replaced that steel bracket on the other side. I think the steel bracket was better myself, but my friend didn't like it, so it's kind of his project, so I just did what he asked me to do. Well, I guess that's it. I don't know if we had a whole lot of takeaways, but it's my favorite kind of project, restoring stuff. So like, favorite, share, and all the stuff you do on the internet. Most important, make sure you're back here next week for another exciting Memphis Monday. Thanks for playing along.